Hey all, Hipper here. So today I'll tell you where I think you should put your epic range mod if you got it. It was available I think last update, and if you don't have it then that's a shame because it's a really good upgrade, especially for this ship here, the Minotaur. And if you're running an agile build, I tell you this is a game changer, an absolute change in the way you play. Because with this gunfire control system mod 2, as the name is, every time you land 50 hits, you will get another 2% range, up to a maximum of 10%. So landing 50 hits with Minotaur is super easy. I mean, you usually have this one maxed out before half the battle is over, really. So it's really a no-brainer putting it on this ship here. There's no better ship for it, I think. So I have 16.1 range on my Minotaur, and that's just a little bit small. But with this mod here, you can have your cake and eat it, because you can still maintain your agile build and get that range that you're missing out on. And it's just it's the huge difference. It really is. And I think I've played about I'd say 80-90 battles in Minotaur with this modification on the ship, and I promise you it is a game changer, because like I said, you have your cake and you eat it at the same time, because you have your awesome agile build and you have your radar. And earlier on, if you saw like a very juicy battleship that you would like to farm a little bit, and it happened to be like 15.7 kilometers away or whatever, and you would have to put yourself in harm's way to actually hit that ship, and that was dangerous, obviously. And it was, it's not ideal, but really there's no way around it. When you run an agile build, you have to be closer to the enemies than you normally would. But if you run the Minotaur with this epic mod here, you will quickly rack up the hits, and every time you hit 50 hits, then you get another 2% range. And really all you need is to get the range just above 17, and that's only 100 hits. That's nothing in Minotaur. That's nothing. You'll do that in a few minutes, and that means that you'll have your agile build, you'll have your radar, you'll be able to play just like you usually do, and you just have the added bonus of like more farming opportunities, really. I had the mod on Edinburgh earlier because that's another good option, but I would usually only get it, to about 4 or 6% with Edinburgh. It was rare I would actually max it out completely, but with Minotaur you max it out almost every battle, because 250 hits in Minotaur, that's about half of what you do in a normal battle, really. So here we have the chappie trying to sneak up. I thought it was very quiet, that's why I was like, I think I'll just pop my radar. So I'm keeping this guy spotted here. I don't really want to take him on, because that means showing broadside, and of course everybody's going to be shooting at me. Everybody hates a Minotaur, right? And I'm just going to keep this guy spotted with my sonar and then hope someone will actually shoot at him. And of course that's what they do. Yoink! So the hunter becomes the hunted. Now running away is not an option here, because if you look at the map, you can see everyone is moving towards the A cap. The guys over at C, they started running away immediately, and they left the DD to die, basically. So if I give up this map here, we're going to be overrun. We'll have to hold this cap, no matter what. That's really the base of it here. So the chappie, I don't know what he's doing. He wants to shoot torps, I guess, but that's not going to work. First we citadel him 3 times, and then we kill him. Yoink! And that's why I was a little bit like, because the battleships is sitting out there and they're just waiting for me. But I'm managing to stay unspotted here, so obviously I want to get back at them, but now is not the time. We need to cap first, because like I said, this team here is a throw team, so we need to grab this cap here, B, and at least, get some tickets on our account, because who knows what these guys are going to do. So there's no one spotting for me, so I'm just gonna have to chance it here. I'm trying to keep my speed very low in case I get spotted pulling this here off, because I know the battleships are just sitting out there salivating, waiting for me to be spotted. So I just need to get 50% of the ship into the cap, and there we go. And that's excellent. Just popping the torps in case, but the Kansas is well outside my detection radius. So now I just sit here and I cap, and then hopefully I will be able to cap before someone comes around this corner here. You see me just checking, like, can I send some preemptive torps that way? But no, the island is in the way. I don't want to back out any further because who knows what's around the corner. I don't know, because everyone's gathered over here trying to take the A cap, and it's my luck that the red guys over at C, they seem to be very slow at actually moving, at actually flanking. See, they are hesitating, and that hesitation right there is pretty much what's going to lose them the game, really, because it allows me to cap and set up a defensive position, and there's really nothing they can do about it. And Alaska is food for Minotaur. So many people I talk to say that, oh, Alaska will just beat a Minotaur in anything, and that is completely wrong. It depends on the engagement. If you can catch the Alaska broadside, you can chew through the Alaska pretty much before it can reload, and maybe he'll get off one salvo, but if you can get a good broadside for 8 or 10 seconds until he turns in, and then finish off with torpedoes, well, the Alaska doesn't have a chance at all. And I can't even remember the last time I was taken out by Alaska. It's very rare. Battleships are my main problem in Minotaur, because, like I said, Alaska broadside, you just have to get it broadside, and you can chew through it in no time. So I'm just going to sit here and wait to get spotted, and there we go, because that means that the destroyer is up to no good. And we're just going to wait a little bit, just a little bit, because it doesn't look like the Alaska is here, because I'm only targeted by one ship. So just pop the radar, and yep, there he was. He was already a kilometer within my radar, and that is going to hurt a lot. So this is why you play a radar Minotaur. This is a game-winning ship. I do not understand smoke Minotaurs, I really don't, but whatever. Anyway, this is Shimakaze, and he is done for. So this is where we win the battle, pretty much, because we have 2 caps now, and I'm certainly not giving up this cap here. And now I get battleship back up as well, which has been, been a while. I've been waiting for that a little bit, but it's okay. We're not gonna complain. This team is actually coming through quite nicely. I mean, yes, they did a lemming train over to A, and it's pretty much just luck that I wasn't flanked any quicker by the Alaska and the Napoli, because had that happened, I would have been removed. And then I think this battle would have looked very differently. But there's always a bit of luck involved here, especially when you play agile cruisers. So the reason I picked this battle here is not because I actually get to max my epic modification here, because I don't. I think I only get it to 4 times, but that's still okay. I have no problem with that. It's more the fact that I'm actually able to reach ships I wouldn't normally be able to reach. Like, for example, this, or I believe I would be able to reach that Carnot there. But sooner in the battle, there will be some battleships that I wouldn't have been able to touch before without actually leaving my little cozy island here and, putting myself in harm's way. And sometimes you have to do that in Minotaur. But of course, if you can use the cover you have, you do that, even in an agile cruiser. You can see here I'm pretty much playing, pretty much a standard Minotaur game, using cover and then shooting over the islands like you do. And I'm not gonna, pull the agile card unless I'm actually forced to do it. And I don't think I'm actually forced to do it in this battle here. And like I said, you have the range of a damage range build, which is fantastic. And on top of that, you keep your agile build. So I wouldn't say this epic mod here is overpowered, but it is certainly going to help you a lot if you play Minotaur like I do, because it's just it's a world of difference suddenly having almost 2 kilometers more range and at the same time keeping your agile build. It's pretty nuts. And that was on purpose. I didn't care about that Carnot because I noticed he was shooting HE earlier. So here I'm using my agile build, so it's always good to have it. Definitely, it helps a lot when you're caught in nasty situations, because if you notice, my team, although they they're not doing bad, but they are leaving me to tank a lot of shots here, because all they did was move from one island over at A to the other island over at B, and leaving me as the only ship spotted again. So I need to go dark, and luckily that guy was shooting HE as well. Yeah, go figure. But we accomplished what we were trying to do here, and if you notice me shooting at Iwami there, that was really far away. I wouldn't be able to normally do that. And what I wanted was that guy to turn away, because that's always what happens. If you shoot at battleships from broadside, they're always going to run away. So I didn't want him pushing in. That's what he was trying to do. And that would have meant he might actually push into my right side, which I definitely don't want. So that's why I popped out, and I was spotted. I was shot at by 3 battleships. But when you have an agile build on your Minotaur, you can easily do that. It's not dangerous. It's not difficult, especially at that distance there. And when you can shoot back, it's even more fun, right? So now we have 100 hits. Actually, very little for a Minotaur at this late in the battle, 10 minutes in. But I mean, I've mostly just been sitting here and discarding the cap, really. So what I really want is to find the Alaska, because that's a naughty ship, and we don't like that one. Because it's played by people who usually play Baltimore, and Baltimore is one of my absolute hate ships in the game. Not because it's good, or, well, it is good, but I just find it a ridiculous ship. And Alaska is right up there with it, so, and there it is, excellent. And he's sitting there hoping to be able to cap at some point, and I don't know who's spotting him, but it's very convenient. Thank you very much. And this is probably what he was trying to avoid the whole battle. It's you know, getting rained on by a Minotaur. I'm sure there's nothing more annoying, but yeah, well, what can you do? It's also on purpose I have Minotaur as a guise on my Minotaur, because it just accentuates those incoming salvos and makes them even more annoying, because you cannot miss them. The whole map sees, you know, someone getting farmed by a Minotaur. It's very pleasing to me, especially when it's in Alaska. So now he panics and he goes out broadside, and unfortunately I don't think I get the kill here, but I would have. So now we get the Kansas instead. So we'll just, you know, turn the guns, and the guns turn super fast on Minotaur. If you didn't know that, you should know that, but if you didn't know that, then they do. It's almost instant. And I also have Ingenious on this thing here, so they turn even faster. So I just gotta remove this Kansas here, and that's probably the end of the battle here. And here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. This guy here at 17.1 kilometers. I wouldn't be able to even dream of hitting this guy with a normal agile build, because I would only reach about 16 kilometers. And sometimes even less, because sometimes I actually have the reload mod on my Minotaur, but I tend to switch back and forth. But here, yep, I can farm this guy and I can make him turn away, and that's exactly what we want. Battleships are nothing if not predictable, and a battleship like that will always turn out, unless they know what they're doing, but that is even more rare. So I can't hit the Iwami, unfortunately. He's almost 19 kilometers away, so I mean, it does have its limitations, but also, like I said in the beginning, you don't really need more than 17 kilometers, and that's actually like 16.8, 16.6, something like that would be fine, because as soon as you get more than that, the shells get very floaty, and the flight time also increases, not exponentially, but by a lot. Those last few hundred meters there, they take a long time. So the shells are most efficient within, let's say, 17 kilometers, probably 16 and a half, really. So you can see that in this battle here, I didn't really have that many targets to shoot at. And still, I got it to, you know, level 4, my epic mod here. So it's very easy to get it maxed, and you should definitely put it on Minotaur. It's the best pick, I think. So hope you enjoyed it, and see you out there.